the supervisor of wastewater collections, and I work over in water distribution. I oversee the meter, backflow, and service order division, along with my manager that oversees water distribution construction. We have several dozen employees over in water distribution. We oversee the infrastructure for water mains and water installation for meters. We also read your water meters and do your daily turn on and turn offs. We have a very good relationship within the multiple divisions within utility, whether it be wastewater, water treatment, or water distribution. We work together to make sure that these jobs are done properly. Every job is different, and with that, anything can happen. So when we go out to make a repair or do a job, we make sure that we're prepared for any situation. With water distribution, we are essential. We are here 24/7. If anything were to happen, we come out and make the repairs needed to keep the city running. Currently, we are working on converting manual water meter reads to radio water reads, and with that will help us to track leaks and help customer billing to isolate any incidences or issues they're having with their service. What motivates us as utility employees is the residents. We want to make sure that they are provided clean drinking water, but also that if there's any issues, we're out there to help fix them.
Hi, I'm Benny Koch from the Public Works Department of the City of Palm Coast, inviting you to join us on Saturday, May 17th, as we present our annual Touch a Truck event outside Central Park in Town Center. You won't want to miss this exciting day with dozens of awesome vehicles to explore, food trucks, activities, and fun for the whole family. Learn more at palmcoast.gov/events, and we'll see you on May 17th.
The Palm Coast Utility Department proudly provides safe, reliable, and sustainable water services to our growing community. Our mission is to maintain the essential infrastructure that serves as its foundation. Reliable water services are more than just a convenience. They support public health, stimulate economic growth, and ensure a high quality of life for our residents. Our success comes from a dedicated team of highly trained professionals. We prioritize innovation and continuous improvement to meet today's needs while planning for the future of our city. Our department is made up of several key divisions, each playing a vital role. Wastewater collection ensures wastewater is safely transported to our treatment facilities. Wastewater maintenance keeps our infrastructure running smoothly. Water distribution delivers clean, reliable water to every home and business. Water quality monitors and ensures our water meets the highest standards. Wastewater construction expands.
If you would please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance and a short moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Allison, if you'll please call the roll, please.
Mayor Norris?
Here.
Councilmember Gambaro?
Here.
Councilmember Miller?
Here.
And Vice Mayor Pontieri is absent.
Ms. Pontieri is running a couple of minutes late. We'll start with item D on the agenda, proclamations. Is there anyone here to receive the proclamation for Parkinson's Awareness Month? If you're here for the Parkinson's proclamation, please come up, ladies. We've changed things up a bit, so you come up here and stand and face the audience, sure, and the city manager will read the proclamation.
Proclamation, Parkinson's Awareness Month. Whereas Parkinson's disease is a chronic progressive neurological disease and is the second most common neurodegenerative disease in the United States. And whereas Parkinson's disease is estimated to affect approximately 1 million people in the United States, and the prevalence will be more than double by 2040. And whereas Parkinson's disease is the 14th leading cause of death in the United States according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and whereas it's estimated that the economic burden of Parkinson's disease is at least $52 billion annually, including indirect costs to patients and family members of $29 billion. And whereas research suggests that the cause of Parkinson's disease is a combination of genetic and environmental factors, but the exact cause and progression of the disease is still unknown. And whereas there is no objective test or biomarker for Parkinson's disease, and there is no cure or drug to slow or halt the progression of the disease, and whereas the symptoms of Parkinson's disease vary from person to person and can include tremors, slowness of movement, and a rigidity, difficulty with balance, swallowing, chewing, and speaking, cognitive impairment and dementia, mood disorders, and a variety of other non-motor symptoms. And whereas volunteers, researchers, caregivers, and medical professionals are working to improve the quality of life of persons living with Parkinson's disease and their families. And whereas increased research, education, and community support services such as those provided by the Parkinson's Foundation and other organizations are needed to find more effective treatments and to provide access to quality care to those living with the disease today. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that the month of April 2025 be officially designated as Parkinson's Awareness Month, and calls upon all citizens to raise awareness of the need for research and support for those in the community living with Parkinson's disease. Signed this 15th day, April 2025, attest Kaylee Cook, City Clerk, City of Palm Coast, Florida, Mayor Michael Norris.
Thank you, ladies. We'll take a picture, and then you can speak, okay? Stand right here so she can get us. Center. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, you can step up to the podium.
Thank you, and happy to hear this from Lauren, who has done so much for this community for so many years. It's an honor to receive that from you. We'd like to express our sincere gratitude to the City Council and the Mayor for officially designating April 2025 as Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month. I think Lauren has summed up quite a bit of what Parkinson's disease is. My father had it, her husband has it, and we live with it every day. And again, it is the second most common neurodegenerative disorder following Alzheimer's. Our Parkinson's group in Flagler, Palm Coast has grown significantly from about 10 people 3 years ago. We have at least 40 to 50 people that join us every month. Over the last 3 years, it has grown so much, many of whom come with us with their loved ones. Unfortunately, residents are often forced to travel to Gainesville, Jacksonville, or Daytona, or even further, for adequate treatment due to a shortage of neurologists and movement specialists in our own city. Currently, the average wait time to see a current neurologist locally is between 6 and 8 months. So we have a need here, right here in Palm Coast for this. If anyone needs support, please reach out to us. You are not alone. We are Parkinson's of Flagler, Palm Coast, with a group of people with Parkinson's and their caregivers. Kathleen Rivera is here with me. She actually started a caregiver support group that meets the fourth Thursday of every month, and we also have a support group for people with Parkinson's the third Wednesday of every month right here at the Palm Coast Community Center. So we want to spread awareness and make sure everybody knows they're not alone and we're here for them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, would you like to say something?
No, I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next proclamation is Community Volunteer Month. Who's going to accept that award? Or proclamation, I'm sorry. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Proclamation, Community Volunteer Month. Whereas April is Florida Volunteer Month. This month was established as the official time to recognize and celebrate the efforts of volunteers at the local, state, and national levels. And whereas volunteers can connect with local community service experiences through hundreds of community service organizations, including Flagler Volunteer Services. And whereas volunteers address the most pressing challenges facing our cities, counties, and our nation, from educating students for the jobs of the 21st century and supporting veterans and military families to preserving the environment and helping communities recover from natural disasters. And whereas volunteering enhances the lives of volunteers, increases self-esteem and physical well-being, provides opportunity to learn new skills and abilities, and offers the chance to meet new friends and associates. And whereas nonprofits, charities, community and faith-based groups, schools, national service programs, and volunteer centers such as Flagler Volunteer Services have joined with state and local governments to celebrate and praise volunteers who have given tirelessly and selflessly to the service of others. And whereas volunteers are vital to our future as a caring and productive nation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that April 2025 be officially designated as Community Volunteer Month, and encourage residents to acknowledge the positive impact volunteers achieve in our community as they dedicate themselves tirelessly to make Palm Coast a loving place in which we live, work, and play. Signed this 15th day of April 2025, attest Kaylee Cook, City Clerk, City of Palm Coast, Florida, Mayor Michael Norris.
Close it in again. Yes, ma'am. You need it.
Hello, I'm Susie Gamblain, Executive Director for Flagler Volunteer Services, and I just want to thank you so much for having us here today for this proclamation. I did want to share some volunteer numbers with you just so that you have just an idea of what volunteers do, although I must admit that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Most volunteers don't always tell us what they're doing. They're just out there doing good things without even letting us know. But last year we had 1,681 volunteers who reported serving 103,175 hours throughout Flagler County. Based on the independent sector, that would be a value of over $3 million. Just even on minimum wage, it's $1,341,275 in value that the volunteers bring to our community. 1,311 volunteers served 76,018 hours in the City of Palm Coast in 2024. Some of the notable locations that they provided assistance to was the Humane Society, the Sheriff's COP program, Advent Health, the Flagler County Library, local schools, and many more small nonprofits also receive volunteer assistance. Our volunteers are doing really amazing things out there in the community, and we just are very appreciative of all that they do. If you ever want to learn more about volunteerism in our community, please reach out to us. I want to thank you all so much for your continued support of volunteerism in your city and in Flagler County. Your support means so much to us and to all the volunteers that are serving. They give of themselves every day and make such a big difference in our community. So thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you, ma'am. The next proclamation is Water Conservation Month. Who will be accepting that proclamation? We got any people from? Come on up here, Mr. Russell. Good morning.
Yeah, of course. Proclamation, Water Conservation Month. Whereas water is a basic and essential need of every living creature, and whereas the state of Florida, water management districts, and the city of Palm Coast are working together to increase awareness about the importance of water conservation, and whereas the city of Palm Coast and the state of Florida has designated April typically a dry month when water demands are most acute, Florida's Water Conservation Month to educate citizens about how they can help save Florida's precious water resources. And whereas the City of Palm Coast has always encouraged and supported water conservation through various educational programs and special events. And whereas every business, industry, school, and citizen can make a difference when it comes to conserving water. And whereas every business, industry, school, and citizen can help by saving water and thus promote a healthy economy and community. And whereas efficient irrigation design, programming, and maintenance can conserve water, the City of Palm Coast will encourage citizens and businesses to evaluate their irrigation systems for potential efficiency enhancement. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that the month of April 2025 be officially designated as Water Conservation Month, and calls upon each citizen and business to help protect our precious resource by practicing water-saving measures and becoming more aware of the need to save water. For this, the 27th year of Water Conservation Month, there will be a special focus on irrigation system evaluations. Signed, this 15th day of April 2025, attests Kaylee Cook, City Clerk, City of Palm Coast, Florida, Mayor Michael Norris.
Mr. Russell? Shift to your right.
You need a mark on the
shift.
floor.
Center. We're going to say a few words. Someone's going to say a few words?
We also have a short video to show you.
Okay, we got a video.
Good morning, Mayor, Council. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today as we observe Water Conservation Month. It's a time when we can all come together to reflect the importance of this vital resource and how we can work together to ensure the sustainability for future generations. We all know that water is a limited resource. In many places, including our own community, the pressures on our water supply are grown due to changing climate patterns, increased demand, and population growth. This month is a reminder that through small individual actions and collective efforts, we can make a meaningful impact in conserving water for the utilities, for our families, our environment, and for the future. Water conservation isn't just cutting back on how much water we use. It's about using water more efficiently and wisely. As we face periods of drought and growing water demand, our actions today will determine how much water we have for tomorrow. So what can we do? There are many ways that each of us can help conserve water. Some of the most impactful actions include fixing leaks. A leaking faucet or a running toilet can waste thousands of gallons of water. Simple repairs can make a significant difference in the amount of water that we have. Smart landscaping, choosing drought-resistant plants and reducing lawn irrigation can save water while maintaining beautiful landscapes. Using water-efficient appliances, installing low-flow shower heads, faucets, and using water-efficient washing machines can drastically reduce water usage in the home. Another one is just simply raising awareness, educating friends, neighbors, children about the importance of water conservation helps build the culture of responsible water use. Together, all of us, we can build a stronger, more sustainable community, whether it's turning off the tap while brushing our teeth or supporting local policies that promote water efficiency. Every action matters. As we celebrate Water Conservation Month, let's commit to making small changes today for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. I'm pleased to say that our city has already made great progress. Over the past months, or actually over the past years, we've been working closely with hydrogeologists, engineers, and local stakeholders, including district, St. Johns River Water Management District. We've been working closely with them to assess our current water resources and infrastructure. Water supply planning, and it's all about planning here, is crucial for ensuring that we have enough water to meet the needs of our community now and into the future. This process includes assessing our current water sources, identifying potential future needs, and considering innovative solutions to secure and manage our water supplies more effectively. It's important that we not only focus on the immediate needs of our community, but also anticipate the challenges like droughts and climate shifts to build a resilient water system. And then I'd like to thank you, Mayor, and the Council, and Lauren, for your continued support in helping us through all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council. Thank you so much for letting us share your water proclamation. Pete pretty much covered it all. After I do so many of these water proclamations, that I start feeling like Chicken Little, saying the sky's falling, we're running out of water, we're running out of water. But after COVID, and we saw the massive explosion of population come to Florida, the aquifer is strained, and everybody agrees with that. He's done a great job of reclaimed water. You know, the developers have used the energy efficient appliances in all the new homes, but the biggest problem we have to fight right now is not something we could just build. The biggest use of fresh water in the home, in the residential area, is irrigation. 50 to 60% of all our fresh water is watering our lawn, and that's crazy.
I wanted to also say thank you. I'm Gretchen Smith. I'm a water conservation coordinator at St. Johns River Water Management District. And as Bill just said, irrigation is a really big challenge. You know, it's more than 50% of water that's used in the household. I was reading a study by UF the other day. They said that a typical irrigation cycle comes out to 991 gallons of water used. So imagine if you move here from somewhere else and you want to water your yard 5 days a week. That's about 1,000 gallons a day. That's equal to taking an 8.5-hour shower. So we're in Florida. We're grateful that we get 54 inches of rain a year. You really don't need to irrigate more than twice a week. And I would challenge everyone here to not set it and forget it. If you have an irrigation system, take a look at it and realize that if it rains, you don't need to irrigate for a week. And, as what it said in the proclamation, and as Pete said, we all can make a difference. Last week, I was with a bunch of second graders in Palatka as part of this Bartram Trail thing, and the kids get it. The kids get it. The kids know to turn off the water when they're brushing their teeth. They know, not to throw things in a toilet, besides toilet paper. They get it. The adults are the ones who need to have the behavior change. So thank you for all that you do. We really value our partnership with you, and, keep conserving. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I will say that looking for leaks is a big deal. I had a lady, a constituent, contact me just a couple of days ago. And before she had contacted me, and she was talking about how high her water bill was, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right, the usage, just you by yourself. But she found the leak, and she said, thank you for pointing that out to me, Mr. Mayor, and it cut her water bill like in about 50%. So leak detection is very important. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Our next proclamation is for...
Oh, Mayor, can we just show the video real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and show the video, Ms. Brittany.
Each day, Palm Coast residents use an average of over 500,000 gallons of drinking water for irrigation. If just 20% of all the homes in Palm Coast had one dripping faucet, the total amount of waste after 1 year would be 28 million gallons. To put this into perspective, this is the equivalent of 3 days of water utilized by the entire city of Palm Coast. This month, for Water Conservation Month, we encourage you to be mindful and seek ways to conserve water, from checking for leaking toilets and irrigation systems to using less water when brushing your teeth, because every drop saved helps to foster a better future for our city. Take the Water Conservation Pledge now through April 30th by visiting mywaterpledge.com.
All right, thank you, Brittany. We're going to move on to the next proclamation for World Tai Chi Day. Is someone here to accept that one? Oh, come on up.
Proclamation, World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. Whereas Tai Chi and Qigong are traditional Chinese practices that combine mindful, gentle movements and meditative techniques to support physical, mental, and emotional well-being for the people of all ages and fitness levels. And whereas Harvard Health Publications has referred to Tai Chi as medication in motion for its wide-ranging health benefits, including stress relief, improved balance and coordination among older adults, and positive behavioral impacts on adolescents. And whereas studies have shown that Tai Chi helps individuals with arthritis, insomnia, anxiety, and depression. And whereas World Tai Chi and Qigong Day unites people across cultures, nations, and generations in a global celebration of health and healing, encouraging increased awareness, education, and participation in these practices through local community events and demonstrations. And whereas this year's World Tai Chi and Qigong Day will be celebrated with practitioners around the globe, including those in the city of Palm Coast, joining together to share in this day of unity and peaceful intention. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that April 26, 2025 be declared as World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, and encourage all citizens to explore the benefits of these ancient wellness practices and support events that promote a healthier, more mindful community. Signed this 15th day of April 2025, attests Kaylee Cook, City Clerk, City of Palm Coast, Florida, Mayor Michael Norris.
Thank you. If you'd like to say a few words, please.
First off, I would just like to express our gratitude for all of your support. This is something I work for Island Doctors. My name is Katie Goldapple. I'm in their health and fitness department under Miss Pam Livingston, and it's a chain of doctors' offices, but something our COO, Roy Hinman, believes in is preventative practice. There's been a ton of studies, both through Harvard as well as other, Embry-Riddle did a study about ADD in adolescents. It has a ton of great physical and mental benefits. We have a ton of Tai Chi classes all throughout North Florida, including Palm Coast, St. Augustine, Palatka. We've personally seen the difference it's made in our patients' lives. Many of them are ages 65 or older, dealing with chronic pain, arthritis. We've seen patients with COPD be able to actually decrease their use of oxygen due to a lot of the movements with the breath that are incorporated through Tai Chi. Now, of course, most of whom we work with are older adults. I'm a 39-year-old woman. I was in several car accidents when I was younger. I've had whiplash. This is personally, just with a lot of the flowing movements, has enabled me to regain range of motion in my shoulders. It really does make a difference. Just a little more context of World Tai Chi Day. Practitioners all over the world get together April 26th, last Saturday of April, and it's basically our way of kind of showing the world. It starts at 10 a.m. in New Zealand, and it kind of goes around the world, and our company is hosting an event at April 26th at Bing's Landing at 9:30. Any of you are welcome to join. It's a great way for those who are unfamiliar to kind of see what it's about, get familiar with it. And again, I just wanted to express our gratitude for our support, and thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Next proclamation is Celebrate Trails Day. Is someone here to accept that?
Proclamation. Celebrate Trails Day. Whereas Celebrate Trails Day is an annual event held on the fourth Saturday of April, encouraging people to explore their local trails and experience the many benefits of outdoor recreation. And whereas the Rails to Trails Conservancy, a national leader in trail walking and cycling advocacy, organizes this event to unite communities across the country, inspiring more than 20,000 participants to walk, bike, and connect with nature. And whereas Celebrate Trails Day highlights many ways that trails and interconnected networks enhance lives, promoting physical and mental well-being, fostering community involvement, and creating opportunities for environmental stewardship. And whereas the City of Palm Coast is a proud partner with the Flagler County Tourism Development Office to organize local Celebrate Trails Day events, including guided walks, educational sessions on trail conservation, and opportunities to explore the area's diverse natural landscapes. And whereas Palm Coast's extensive network of more than 130 miles of trails and pathways connects parks, neighborhoods, and green spaces, providing residents and visitors with accessible opportunities for walking, biking, and outdoor adventure, while also supporting local tourism and showcasing the region's natural beauty from scenic waterfronts to shaded forest trails. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that April 26, 2025 be officially designated as Celebrate Trails Day. Signed this 15th day of April 2025, attests Kaylee Cook, City Clerk, and City of Palm Coast, Florida Mayor Michael Norris.
Thank you. Is someone going to say a few words, James?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here to honor Celebrate Trails Day. And sounds like April 26th is a busy day overall. But next Saturday, the City of Palm Coast and Flagler County are hosting a Celebrate Trails Day in Waterfront Park. We will have both of our organizations there, other community organizations, vendors, food trucks, activities, arts and crafts, and games for all ages. We're also going to do a nature walk, and then leading up to the event, we have been recognizing our local trails, county and both city wide on a trails itinerary. So you can find that on social media, on our website. It's a great opportunity to check out what we have locally and, really see the beauty and, the accessibility that we have in the area. So thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to move on to item E, presentations. Item 6, and this presentation, certificates to the Leadership Intern Training Experience, the LIGHT team.
Mr. Mayor, while they're getting that set up, just want to put for the record that Vice Mayor Pontieri is now present.
You got that right.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council. Lauren Johnston, Acting City Manager. I'm pleased to present this year's Leadership in Training Experience, our LIGHT team graduates. This team, if they'll come join me up here. This team's experience was of profound joy. I told them at their last session that I didn't realize how much I valued my team or my time with them. And it was very likewise. This team met with other managers in our organization, department heads, and then they also went out and experienced other facilities. They met with the county administrator, City of Flagler Beach city manager of Bunnell. So they not only learned the intricacies of our organization, they also got to have some leadership and lessons learned from the other managers. And that was a unique experience experience offered this year. And then they always have a project, and this is designed to challenge them and further their leadership abilities. And through your strategic action plan, it was determined that the Light Teams project this year was building out the framework for our mobile app, and the team created Palm Coast in the palm of your hand, and we are working with our IT department to develop that framework. We've hired a programmer through the budget process this year, and this team has also agreed to stay on board and help us through marketing and the campaign of the event once it is here later this fall, so stay tuned. But I would like to present them with an official graduation certificate. I'm going to start with Annie. Brandon. Caitlin Norberg. Caitlin Anderson. Tom Palmese. And Zachary Cooper. Mayor, City Council, I am really proud of this group. They, not only are balancing this additional project, they're also doing their day-to-day job and job performance. Some of them went through promotional opportunities through this experience, and they're also dealing with their personal lives as well. We recently added a new baby to the family, so the group is balancing a lot, and their dedication to our organization means a lot to us as leaders of this organization. So does anybody want to say a few words? They're all shy. It's okay. I told them they didn't have to present. But we are really looking forward to Palm Coast in the palm of your hand. So
right,
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to item F, public participation. Please, I forgot to remind everyone, silence your devices if you haven't already done so. Please no defamatory comments, and if you have any public comments, come forward. Yes, sir, Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Jeremy Davis, P-Section. I just want to come and say thank you for the last email I got. Thank you. I really look forward to that culvert being upgraded on the 21st, so thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing no one come, Ms. Petruzzi, yes, ma'am.
Is this about anything else? Is that what we talked about, correct?
Open comments, yes, ma'am, unless it's on the agenda.
My name is Marion Petruzzi. I've been an advocate for our section residents 14 years. Whenever there's a city meeting about Ralph Carter Park, conversations are steered to the importance of sports. We all agreed years ago sports are important. The main issue is the city has turned a neighborhood park into a sports complex with no regard to surrounding residents. The lights and noise are obvious to any passerby. We don't need to fill a meeting room with residents to prove this point. The 65 high-powered lights are visible a quarter mile away from the park. Imagine living right next to them. We have pictures of 1,000 to 2,000 attendees jammed inside this park during practice and games. Common sense, the noise is not limited to the park. The city has wasted a large sum of money trying to retrofit this park into something it's not. The light shields were a waste of money. All lights continue to illuminate our entire neighborhood. Ms. Pontieri stated the noise in the C section is a quality of life issue, but the noise in the R section is not. Then after hearing the lights and noise are torturing residents, she says, I think we should leave the lights on until 9 o'clock. On top of that, she suggests blackout curtains. Will the city be using taxpayer money to purchase blackout curtains for every window and sliding door of surrounding homes? How would Ms. Pontieri like to have 65 lights and deafening noise penetrating into her child's bedroom? Well, our neighborhood has children too. I spoke with residents who moved in after the park was built. They chose the area to think they can use the fields to toss a frisbee, play badminton. They examined city records and the Dun & Barry report, viewed the city's website, all confirm Ralph Carter Park is a neighborhood park. They would not have chose our area if they knew this park would be used as a sports complex. Except for Councilman Gambaro, you all refuse to address the obvious and indisputable truth. Ralph Carter Park is a neighborhood park. Apparently, city leaders feel residents should be happy the fields are only on until 8:30. They feel they have the right to dictate to residents what they can and cannot do in their own homes. They feel residents just have to wait until 8:30 for peace and quiet, open their windows, sit on their lanais. If we need to go to bed before 8:30, it's just too darn bad. Palm Coast should not be run like a dictatorship. You all claim you don't know how to solve these issues. This is not rocket science. We have done our homework. There are other fields in the city organized sports can be played. They were in Indian Trails for 6 months when Ralph Carter Park was worked on. Mr. Maxwell and city leaders repeatedly give lame excuses why other fields cannot be used. According to Mr. Hurst's presentation, there are 8 non-lighted fields. How about stop wasting taxpayer money to retrofit Ralph Carter Park into something it's not? Use our money to put lights in other fields, or if it's more cost-effective, use the lights from Ralph Carter Park. It's very unfair how this city has been run. City leaders pick and choose what sections they want to help. The heck with the others.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, Mr. Stone. He beat you to it, Mr. McDonald.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on with this city is really disgusting. You're picking on a man that I roughly met 2.5 years ago. And I'm a big news person on Nextdoor. There was a person that reached out to me and said, you want to meet up with Mike Norris. He'll get a lot of these problems corrected. And by the way, thank you for the bone. I got it. There was a newspaper article, actually it was put out by a network, TV, I think, that put out, and Mike answered this on Nextdoor, that he was packing his bags and leaving. That information, because I talked to that network station, and they said it came, if you got a complaint about it, go to your local newspaper, because they called us to tell us he was packing his bags. Well, it wasn't Flagger, so that only leaves one other newspaper. And he should really be punished or told to keep his mouth shut. This man won the election by a landslide. If you don't start working with him, this city is going to fail. And it's failed in the past. And the people realize that we have had corrupted people in this office. Several of them should have gone to jail. It needs to stop and work with them, work with them, work with them. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. McDonald.
Morning, Council. The lady who spoke before was talking about the park, kind of reminded me of the workshop that I went to about a week ago. And I wasn't planning on saying anything, but one of the things that really struck me after sitting through that workshop for the council to understand is one of the things that was absolutely missing from the city staff was any indication that there had ever been any look at all the facilities that we own as taxpayers at the schools and at the county to find out if there was a way. Has anybody ever inventoried, just like I asked about inventorying the wells, what are our water stocks? Has anybody ever inventoried all of the recreation facilities that are available in the county and ever put them together and then had meetings between the county and the schools to find out if there's a way to integrate and use some of these facilities, just like you ended up using the parking lot at Rimfire School. So I didn't see any indication of that at all, which was, certainly that's not your job as the council. Your job is to set policy and make sure it's followed. But we need a staff that can think for themselves or at least act on things when they have a problem. We have a city manager or acting city manager who is the head of the recreation department. This is kind of, to me, is kind of a no-brainer. Maybe I sat on the wrong side of the table. Maybe I spent too long signing the front side of the check to understand, how this stuff really works. But I didn't see any indication of that at all or any mention of that. And it would have been very helpful because, quite honestly, I got up and went outside with my wife and talked to the people that were actually leaving, that were here for all that. And it's very interesting. They know what's going on. And they know that the right things are not being done, and they're not very happy about it. Now, they all have young families, and so they can't come down and they can't voice their displeasure like I can this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, okay, or in the evening. But they're not happy. So I don't know how you fix it, but I suggest that you get yourself a city manager, okay, and a top staff in the city that knows what they're doing, because, it's not happening, and that's the reason why it appears that the council is failing. It's not. What's happening here is you're being failed by the upper level of the staff of this city. So if you could correct that, or at least work on a policy that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Scott. My name is Scott Campion. I'm the president of the European Village Commercial Association. As some of you may or may not know, the European Village is a hub for entertainment and community events in the city. As the city is growing, we would like to utilize the courtyard space to host more community events and entertainment and activities. With the city's help, we would like to explore the possibility of rezoning it into a special entertainment district, or possibly amending the MPD to allow us more leeway with what we can and cannot do in the courtyard. Back in 2016, with the help of the city, we were able to amend the PUD to allow us to open the farmers market, which has now become a great success. Actually, Ray Tyner and Bo Falgad, who used to work with the city, they specifically helped us. So we're familiar with that process. We're actually looking into putting a good deal of money into the courtyard to redevelop it, but we wanted to sit down with the city and staff and y'all and see what we can do for what we can and can't do within the courtyard. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Anyone else for public comment? Yes, Ms. Stevens.
Good morning, Hannah
Good
Stevens. I came here to work this morning. I knew Ralph Carter Park was going to come up today. So sort of what Mr. McDonald said, I think I've been talking to a lot of people that have grandchildren or children in the sports community that are on teams. I too was on a team. I did synchronized swimming for 11 years, and it builds leaders, it builds discipline. It just builds really great people to contribute to our society. So it's very important that we have places for the children to recreate and, meet people. We don't want them in front of screens all the time, so they need to be out. So I was going to suggest that we talk to the department over the parks, because I know Ralph Carter Park is overused, from what I hear. But I also know the park there at, Wadsworth Park, right before the bridge. I think with a little paint and maybe some bleachers, we could get some more use out of that one. And we could spread out some of the permits to that park. And I think if we look at other parks that are being used right now, that are being used more than others, we might just be able to spend a little of the money we were gonna use at Ralph Carter Park on the lights and take that money and distribute it to 2 or 3 other parks. And we can actually have somewhere for the kids to go now. And we can really spread it out. There's just more kids growing up. There's just still younger ones. There's going to be more. And we have more people moving to Palm Coast. So we need to be thinking about now and in the future. And I think that that would be a good use of that money, because the people around Ralph Carter Park are really never going to 100% be happy. And I can introduce Ms. Petrucci to somebody that can help her with her windows, because I had it done at my house. So let me know if you want to talk to me. Thank you. Have a good morning.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else for public comment? Yes, Mr. Fuller.
Good morning. Ed Fuller, Honorable Mayor, Honorable Vice Mayor, Honorable Councilman. I just want to share a couple articles that I read. According to New U.S. News and World Report, Palm Coast is the second best city to locate in the state of Florida. I want to repeat that again. According to a U.S. News and World Report, Palm Coast is the second best city to locate in Florida. Wow. That speaks volumes. Another safety organization rated the city of Palm Coast the second safest city in the state of Florida. I want to reiterate that again. And Sheriff, I hope you're listening. Palm Coast is the second safest city in the state of Palm Coast, or in the state of Florida. That's pretty amazing. Those are wonderful credentials. That's the kind of information and that's the kind of city we live in. I know there are challenges, but there's opportunities, always. A challenge is an opportunity. And that's just how you should look at things, I would think, going forward. And I know some of the council members, and I really would love you to share your experience when you went to Tallahassee. I know you're all new and went up there for the very first time, and you went up there to advocate and lobby for our city. If you can share your experience with everybody, because I know it's a sacrifice for you and your family to go up there and leave your loved ones and go up there and up this massive horde of people and advocate for the city of Palm Coast. I wonder if you got a chance to talk to any cabinet members, any legislators, and most importantly, did you make any connections? Because that's a big part of networking up there. And I want to thank you all for going. I know it was a sacrifice to go. So thank you for that. And I wonder if you heard anything about our equalization tank, which was a $10 million project, which is huge. And I wonder if you heard anything about the YMCA, if you could talk about that as well. And the proclamations here today, I think it goes to the heart of what our city is. It's people helping people. It's people caring. It's people that are actually put themselves out there and make a city better every day. And a plug for Palm Coast Connect. If you don't have the Palm Coast Connect, please get on it, because you can monitor things like your water bill and find things like that, and you can save money, and you could find, it's a resource for all city departments. Thank you for all you do. God bless you, and God bless the United States. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing no one come forward, we're going to bring it back to the dais. Any comments concerning what was brought up?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got a few. So everybody knows where I stand on the Ralph Carter Park discussion. I would just say yesterday, as I was driving home with my son after he deadlifted 415 pounds at the age of 16, very proud of him. We both commented on the 20 cars that were parked along the side of the road on Rimfire, where I would just ask either city manager or our law enforcement team to please look into that. It's still a problem. The kids are still running across the street, and it's a public safety issue. Okay, so that's all I have to say on Ralph Carter Park right now. Mr. Fuller, we did have a fantastic trip, and as a team, we engaged our state legislators and cabinet officials as a team, and I think that. I know we have the Southern Group as our lobbyists there in Tallahassee, but the best lobbyists for the city are the folks up here, and those of you and other organizations from the community, to go up there and lobby on behalf of us. With regards to lobbying, I was in D.C. last week, and I had the opportunity to meet with both Senator Scott and Congressman Fine's team. Senator Scott's team's on board with moving forward with our appropriations request that we submitted last month. So I think I'm excited that they're agreeing to move forward with that. And then what we've asked of Congressman Fine and his team is that they submit a complementary bill in the House of Representatives so our congressional delegation can move forward with that. Congressman Fine has asked to come visit our city and also visit our wastewater treatment plant. And so we're looking to line that up for next week, Wednesday, Thursday. I asked the staff to look into that yesterday, and so we're moving to engage quickly and to show them why it matters, why it's important that we have their support on our infrastructure projects. And so look forward to that visit, and I'm just thankful that they're willing to quickly come in and engage with us. With regards to the YMCA, City Manager, I believe we have a presentation on that next week.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so we're getting it on the calendar, we're moving out on the agenda item. It's an important one, right? It's one of our strategic priorities that we lobby for. So we are working hard to move forward in a positive direction. So thank you for all your comments today.
All right, thank you, sir. Vice Mayor?
Yes, thank you. So I wanted to address some of the comments from Ms. Petruzzi. At no point have I ever said that noise in certain areas of our city does not matter. What you're referencing, Ms. Petruzzi, were my comments that I made when we were talking about regulating Airbnbs. And we passed up here an Airbnb ordinance, and it covers the entire city. It doesn't pick certain sections over others. With regards to Ralph Carter Park, I agree that parking is an issue. I've continuously said we need to have stricter enforcement and solutions for the parking issues that our teams, the parents, the kids, and the residents are facing over there. So I continue to be an advocate for that. With regards to European Village, I would ask for consensus from the council to allow staff to work with European Village. It's a business-friendly initiative to allow them to, whether it's become an entertainment district or to just redo the MPD to allow for lesser restrictions so that they can have larger events. I think that that's a good idea. The farmers market has been a wonderful success, and that took a requirement, an amendment to the MPD. So I would ask for consensus from this council to allow them to move that forward.
I have no problem with it. Do you?
I'm good.
Awesome. And the last thing I wanted to do is thank the light team. So I got it kind of a sneak peek into the Palm Coast in the palm of your hand, the app. Super exciting. I think it's going to be a really great tool for our residents to really stay up to date on all of our community events, emergency services, things like that. You'll be able to, check your Palm Coast Connect cases that you might start, whether it's a stormwater issue or a pep tank issue or whatever it may be. So really, really cool initiative. And like I said, I got a sneak peek into that. They've done a lot of work. They're pretty proud of it. I'm proud of them for that. And so I just want to thank them. And for all of those who came forward earlier with your proclamations, thank you for bringing so many important issues to the forefront for our community.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Miller, do you have anything?
I think everybody else covered most of my commentary as well, so I don't think so, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, City Manager.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McDonald, for bringing up the inventory for our parks and recreational facilities. We actually collaborated. The city and the county did a first ever joint city-county planning our parks initiative, or POP, and it's located on our city website. And that's also where all of the inventory of parks and facilities are, as well as an assessment of each facility. And we meet on a monthly basis to collaborate on those projects and objectives within the parks master plan or the POP initiative. And we look at abilities to collaborate with the school district. They were also a partner in that initiative. So we do meet on a reoccurring basis, and that is on our city website, which brings me to City Council. Your strategic action plan and budget forecast and 10-year CIP is on next week's agenda. And so a lot of the framework to give staff direction on various projects, facilities, where you want us to head, will need to be heard to staff next week. So it's a great just forecast. So thank you, Mr. McDonald, for putting that in Mayor and City Council's headspace for as we look into moving into next week.
All right, thank you, ma'am. We'll move on to item G, the minutes. We need to approve the minutes from April 1st special workshop, April 1st business meeting, and April 8th workshop meeting.
Mr. Mayor, move approval of the minutes.
Got a
Second.
motion to approve, second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Good, Alice?
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we're going to move on to item H8, appointment of the City Council District 3 vacancy seat. I would like to take this time to thank everyone that participated in the process. I think we did a pretty good job of the interviews. I think we all stayed on task and asked all the same questions of each of the candidates. I think it was overall, and I think we had a great turnout of people that want to participate and help the city. With that being said, I'm going to hand this to the Vice Mayor. I move that we appoint Ms. Stevens to fill that District 3 vacancy.
Is there a second? For clarity, I cannot
I'll-
second the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second for discussion.
Thank you.
Okay. We got a second. Now we can move on to discussion. Anyone have anything to say?
Well, I would hope that you would have something to say in terms of this because it being your motion. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
I think Ms. Stevens will be a fine representative for that district. She does not live in an HOA. She lives out in the community. And she has been coming to these city council meetings probably as long as I have. When I decided to run for office more than 2 years ago. She's well aware of all the issues going on in the city, especially the flooding issues. She has been on the point of that. I think you actually created the page, right? The Flooded and Flagler page. So Ms. Stevens is very active in the community, and I think she's she would be a fine representative to take Mr. Stevens' place. We won't have to change the name tags up there, I guess. And I'm sure Ms. Stevens has spoken to Ray and his family, and probably, I have not had a chance to talk to Ray, but I'm almost certain that Ray would endorse her also. Anyone else have anything?
So I'll share my thoughts. I think that obviously Ms. Stevens has a lot to offer the position, a fresh perspective, which I can appreciate. In all candor, I have concern about, we already have a pretty fresh council up here. I'm the most senior, and I don't even consider myself close to being senior, as I've only been here for a little over 2 years, and I'm still learning a lot. We're about to have a new city manager. So, I am concerned. So that shouldn't reflect how I'm going to vote, because I think that you can't teach integrity, and I think that we have somebody who really wants what's best for the city of Palm Coast. So I only put that forward because this is discussion, and I want those types of things to really be considered in looking at who we have as our 3 finalists and who we passed up, truly. I think that this is definitely somebody who wants to be a servant leader, and that is invaluable, and I can appreciate that. So those are just my overall thoughts on Ms. Stevens and really the other candidates as well.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilman, you have anything?
The Vice Mayor covered all my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. You have anything, Mr. Councilman Miller?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I was just going to mostly echo the Vice Mayor's points. I think we're in a situation where we're choosing between experience and a lack of experience, but enthusiasm to fulfill the role and to serve the people. And so really, I think that's kind of what we're looking at when we're weighing these options here. And so, for me, as the Vice Mayor said, I think, as difficult as it is, I think this council dearly needs experience and centering. And so I would advocate that we should lean heavily towards experience.
All right, thank you. Any other comments from the dais? My main concern is I don't feel that those people that live in Grand Haven and those big CDDs, they are not. Ms. Stevens is down in that neighborhood that's been affected by a lot of the flooding. And I think she would be a better representative for that district. We'll open this up to public comments. Does anyone have any public comments? Yes, Mr. Davis.
I too agree with you, Mayor. She would be for the residents, and she actually lives right in the same affected area close to me. And like you say, the people in the HOAs they really aren't seeing the effects of this. And she has been at all the meetings. She knows what's going on with the city. Experience, I mean, she's one of the people that reached out to me to get me coming here, to get me involved. I know y'all don't really like that, but I truly believe she would be the best representation for the residents in District 3. I mean, she was going to run for it, but Ray Stevens was going, so she decided to support him instead. And I truly think she would be the best candidate for the position. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment? He beat you to it. Yes, ma'am.
Denise Henry, P section. When you think about experience, we elected at least two of you up there now that had no experience. And, you know, we don't care about experience. We care about somebody that represents the residents of District 3. And you have to remember that all you council members are not in District 3. So you're voting for somebody for us in District 3. And I did already write to everybody and gave my suggestion, which was Ms. Stevens, because she is proactive for the residents. And so I just want to reiterate that and just think that just because you have experience, that's not what the people voted for. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Hello, Jeff Knotts. She does have experience, but it's not the experience behind the desk. She has experience of other things. Yes, she did start the website, but everybody who talks to her, no matter where she is, she always responds to them. So District 3, yes, this is who I want for. Nobody else. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. McDonald.
Let me take a second and address your experience that you're talking about here. Having been around in Flagler County for over 20 years, I can speak to that experience that you're advocating for, okay? Is that the situation that we had with the Sheriff's Department, okay, where we had a failed building and we had a commissioner who was going to clean it up and do a clean on it, okay, a deep clean on it, and then force the deputies back in it when they were sick, okay, and we had a homeless sheriff? Is that the kind of experience that we want, okay? It's not, absolutely not, okay? Do we want the kind of experience where we had a commissioner threaten my life publicly and the police actually investigated it? Do we want that kind of experience? I don't think so. I don't want to relive any of that kind of stuff. So, and as far as the experience on the other side of it, okay, we've been talking about the debacle you guys are presently faced with the utilities, okay? One of the gentlemen that you're talking about that has the experience sat on this board and let it go by. When the mayor used to sit up here, okay, Nets, and say, we have no debt, okay? You can find it in a number of places. That's not the kind of experience that we want to relive. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment? Anyone? We'll bring it back to the dais. Any more comments? Anything?
The last thing, I just want to make clear that all of us represent the city at large. So I'm a District 2 representative, quote, we have that name, but we all represent the entire city. So, and I say that to say anybody is welcome to reach out to any council member, and we have a duty to assist you. And we should have a desire to want to assist all 107,000 of you. So I just want to clarify that because it was said a few times. I think it's important that we have representatives that obviously live in the district because you can see things as you're coming and going from the neighborhoods that the other representatives might not see. But just for clarity, we represent the city at large, even though we are in these separate seats.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct, and the voters, everybody in the city votes for us.
Mr. Mayor, just a friendly reminder, you're not acting as mayor right now because you called the motion, so Vice Mayor Pontieri.
That's okay.
Want to keep it proper.
I appreciate that. Any further comment from the dais?
Not for me. We can call the vote.
Yeah, I'm good. We can vote.
Roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Pontieri?
Yes.
Councilmember Gambarro?
No.
Councilmember Miller?
No.
And Mayor Norris?
Yes.
The motion fails 2-2.
Thank you. We'll move on. Does anyone have another candidate they would like to move forward?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we appoint Mr. David Sullivan to the city council.
Second.
We have a second discussion.
So this somewhat touches on what I mentioned earlier. I think that the experience is vital, but keep in mind, we are now missing somewhat of a fresh perspective. I respect and appreciate Mr. Sullivan, everything that he's contributed to our county. Obviously, there's some disagreement as to some decisions he's made, but there always will be. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. I genuinely think that throughout his course of service, he has done what he's thought was in the best interest of the city. My concern, in all candor, is that we will miss out on new, innovative approaches to solving problems in our city. And I think that that should be a concern for all of us, because I think that we kind of represent a new course forward in what a representative for their city looks like. And so as we try to move forward in that trend, I think it's important that we look at what is going to be the new, fresh perspective, the new problem solving that we bring to council and that all the representatives bring to council. So this is a tough one. I appreciate the motion. I appreciate the second. I think overall, though, we need to really think about what type of problem solving and analytical thinker do we want on this board making decisions? Is it somebody who's been in the government for a really long time and who we could probably predict a lot of decisions that a lot of ways are going to vote? I don't know. So just something to think about as we think about how we're going to vote on this one.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'd just like to add, kind of going back to several months ago when we had another appointment, you made some arguments about why your preferred candidate should be appointed. And many of those arguments centered around many of those arguments centered around